What's the scariest thing you can imagine? A monster under the bed? A shadowy figure in a dark alley? For thousands of years, we've told stories to make our skin crawl, to make our hearts pound. But have you ever stopped to wonder why? Why do we, as humans, have this deep-seated, primal fear of the unknown? And how did our ancestors deal with it? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most ancient and fascinating concepts related to fear, the haw-haw. This isn't just a monster from a forgotten myth. The story of the haw-haw is the story of humanity itself. It's a journey back in time to the very dawn of our consciousness. To understand the psychological roots of why we get scared. Picture this. Tens of thousands of years ago, our ancestors lived in a world filled with genuine, constant danger. They weren't at the top of the food chain. Every rustle in the bushes, every snap of a twig could mean a predator was lurking. Survival depended on being hyper-aware, on assuming the worst. That feeling, that instinct to jump at shadows, is where our story begins. In this prehistoric world, there were no scientific explanations for things. A storm wasn't a meteorological event. It was the rage of an unseen god. A disease wasn't caused by germs. It was a curse from a malevolent spirit. The world was a place of mystery and magic, much of it terrifying. Out of this primordial soup of uncertainty, the concept of the haw-haw was born. So, what exactly is the haw-haw? The term itself comes from ancient proto-languages, and it doesn't describe a specific creature. You won't find a drawing of it in a cave. Instead, the haw-haw is the embodiment of the unknown threat. It's the formless, nameless dread that lives in the periphery of our vision. It's the thing you can't quite identify, but you know is there. It's the ultimate what if. Think about it. When you're home alone and you hear a strange noise, what do you imagine? A person? An animal? For a split second, your brain doesn't have a concrete answer. It just floods with a sense of danger. That feeling, that raw, unclassified fear, is the essence of the haw-haw. Our ancestors gave this feeling a name, a concept, to try and understand it, to try and contain it. Early humans used stories about the haw-haw not just to scare each other, but to teach vital survival lessons. Don't wander into the deep woods alone, for the haw-haw waits for the careless. Don't go near the river at night, for the haw-haw pulls the unwary under it. These weren't just spooky campfire tales. They were practical warnings disguised as folklore. The fear of the haw-haw kept children close to the camp and made hunters cautious. It was a tool for survival. But the haw-haw is more than just a bogeyman. It represents a critical step in human cognitive evolution. By giving a name to the formless fear of the unknown, our ancestors were performing a sophisticated mental trick. They were taking an abstract, overwhelming emotion, anxiety about potential danger, and turning it into a concrete concept. Once it had a name, even a vague one, it became something they could talk about, warn against, and even create rituals to protect themselves from. This is a fundamental human trait. We categorize our world to understand it. We see a four-legged furry animal and we label it dog or wolf. This process helps us navigate reality. The haw-haw was one of our first and most important categorizations. It was the label for potential unseen threat. As societies evolved, so did the haw-haw. It began to take on more specific forms. In different cultures, the formless dread of the haw-haw fractured into 1,000 different monsters. It became the wendigo in the forests of North America, a spirit of cannibalism and greed. It became the jinn in the deserts of the Middle East, powerful beings of smokeless fire. It became the vampires, werewolves, and ghosts that we know so well in Western culture. Each of these monsters is a localized, culturally specific version of the original haw-haw. They are tailored to the fears and anxieties of the people who created them. A culture living in a harsh, cold environment might fear starvation, giving rise to a monster that embodies insatiable hunger. A society grappling with disease might invent demons that spread plagues. This is why monster stories are so revealing. They are a mirror reflecting a culture's deepest anxieties. The haw-haw is the universal template, and every monster in every legend is just a custom skin laid over that ancient framework. So, this brings us to the modern day. We live in a world of science and reason. We have electric lights to banish the darkness. We know that the noise in the house is probably just the pipes settling. We've mapped the globe, explored the deepest oceans, and sent probes to other planets. Have we finally defeated the haw-haw? Have we explained away the unknown? Not even close. The haw-haw is still with us, but it has adapted. It no longer just lurks in dark forests. Today, the haw-haw manifests in new, more complex anxieties. Think about the fear of artificial intelligence turning against us. That's the haw-haw. It's an unknown, powerful force that we can't fully control or predict. Think about the existential dread of climate change, a vast, slow-moving catastrophe. That's the haw-haw. Our horror movies reflect this perfectly. The classic monsters are still popular, but many of the most effective modern horror stories tap into these new forms of the haw-haw. Films about technological horrors, societal collapse, or psychological breakdowns are just the latest chapter in our long relationship with the fear of the unknown. The fear of a computer virus wiping out your life's work, the anxiety of your personal data being stolen and used against you, the dread of misinformation twisting realities are our modern-day horrors. They are formless, pervasive, and tap into our deepest vulnerabilities. So why do we seek it out? Why do we pay money to watch horror movies or read scary books? This is the paradox of fear. The psychologist Carl Jung believed that we must confront our shadow self, the dark, unknown parts of our own psyche to become whole. Stories about the haw-haw allow us to do this in a safe, controlled environment. When you watch a horror movie, you get to experience the thrill of confronting the ultimate threat without any real danger. Your heart pounds, your adrenaline spikes, but you know you can turn it off at any time. It's a simulation. This process, called fear exposure, can actually be beneficial. It's like a workout for your emotional resilience. It teaches you how to manage anxiety and cope with stress. It allows you to look the haw-haw in the face from the safety of your couch and walk away unharmed. Ultimately, the story of the haw-haw is a story of human resilience. It shows that from the very beginning, we have faced down the terrifying abyss of the unknown. We didn't crumble. We didn't hide. We gave it a name. We told stories about it. We learned from it. We turned our greatest weakness, our fear of what we can not see, into one of our greatest strengths, our imagination. Our ability to imagine the haw-haw is the same ability that allows us to imagine a better future, to invent new technologies, to create art. It's two sides of the same coin. So, the next time you feel a shiver run down your spine when you walking down a dark street, or you feel a knot of anxiety about the future, remember the haw-haw. Recognize that feeling for what it is, an ancient echo from your ancestors. A survival instinct that has kept our species alive for millennia. But don't be ashamed of it. Instead, appreciate it as a fundamental part of what makes you human. It's a reminder that even in our modern, well-lit world, there are still shadows. And in those shadows, we can still find stories that teach us about courage, resilience, and ourselves. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the heart of fear. If you found this fascinating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the mysteries of the human experience. See you next time.